Hello, everyone. My name is Shad Lacefield, District STEM Learning Coach, and today I'm here to tell you the 5 things that you need to know about this year's Minecraft Build Challenge. The name is actually called Landscaping a Better Lexington, and it is a partnership with Parks and Rec, the company that's building this park, and our city council as well, and city government members to allow the kids to have a real life experience of what it's like to build a park. The cool thing is our kids will then the ones who win present in front of city council and the parks department to hopefully inspire this $10 million park. We are hoping that the kids will be able to come up with some really cool ideas that then our parks department and the company that's building this park can take and create into a real life example. So maybe in 2023, when this park is built, you might have one of your students showing up to the ribbon cutting to where they can say, I helped build this park that's now here in Lexington. So, what we want to make sure that you can do is get to this information. There's links and everything that you're going to have into emails and with our tech snacks. But if you just want to search FCPS Minecraft Challenge, which you see right up here to the top, and you bring up all these options, you want to come down here and you'll see FCPS Minecraft Google Sites. So that's what you'll want to click on. And over here to the top right, you'll see where it says District Build Challenges. And so when I click on that, I now have this District Build Challenge. And so as I come down here, you'll see that we launched it last week on October the 10th. And we're going to run it all the way until the end of November, November the 30th. And so that gives you just a little bit more than a month to complete this challenge. These are all of our community partners that played a huge role in making videos specifically for our kids, but it was actually like the head person of parks made a video for our kids asking them to help them build this park. Or the Office of Kentucky Nature Preserves, they actually made a video telling our kids what types of plants that they should have in their park. And so we wanted to make sure there was a really cool tie-in to everything that we were doing. And we, again, appreciate all these partners for doing that. Now, the rubrics are going to be here on the left. Again, you just click on the rubric that you need. So if I'm in middle school, click on that rubric, and it's just going to pop up that link. And it'll take you through all the information that you need. It'll have links to your submission form when you're done, the different requirements, and then resources that you need are all linked on those rubrics. And so then down here, you will actually then also see the rubric itself with the different points that you can possibly get, the different standards that are connected to this. So it's not just a science, it's also reading, math, writing, and we did a big art section as well, including, of course, your technology standards. So again, it has the information that's there. It gives you a spreadsheet because there's the math piece is a big part of its budgeting and being able to figure out how much of a budget you need for buying and purchasing different things. So all of that, again, is just on that resource that's there. If you go back to the website, now the next thing that you see here, we did make starter guides. Now, even though they say primary and intermediate, there's a ton of great resources in here for middle and high school as well. So feel free to open these up and check them out. So here's an example right here. And so with that, so we've already moved on to our number 2 things. So we found out where everything is. Now, number 2, let's talk about timelines. So the second thing that you need to know about your timeline, it's about 8 days. It kind of gives you what you need to be thinking about as you're doing that 8-day. Again, you can extend it and do more than 8 days. Or if you want to condense it down into a week, you could do that as well. And so with your timeline, day 1 is just getting connected. So if your kids are familiar with Minecraft, you may not do day 1 at all. You may just be able to go right on in there and kids can start actually completing day 2, which is watching the introductory videos on what is this build, what am I going to be required to do, because they don't need the how do I hit and move things in Minecraft and all of that stuff. You can skip that day. But again, so you have the days that are on there and able to work. Another thing too is build time can be condensed as well. You can do research, and build time can be something that they do on their own independently after school or during work blocks during school, as long as they have teacher permission. And so a day 6 could also be something that's just not done in the classroom unless you feel as though that it's necessary. And then, as always, this is a step-by-step process. So you're looking at pictures, you're looking at videos, descriptions that we put in there for you, how to do everything, codes, all the stuff. When you get to day 2, we have your rubric that's on there for the primary so that the kids can see that. and as long as the rubric is also on the other one as well. So again, you have the rubrics here, but we also inserted those rubrics into the build challenges. You'll see anchor texts that kids will have access to be able to read. That might help them. You have the video that's from our head person in parks that made that video for the kids. Links and resources, things for them to read, resources for them to watch, all of that, the brainstorming times as well. And again, each one of these is meant to be taught almost like a lesson plan. It's out there for you. But we tried to make the lesson plan detailed enough that you could give it to the kids and they could work on it and then just bring it back to you for check-ins if you're a STEM teacher, or trying to run this as the science teacher in fourth grade and you have other grade levels that are doing this. All right, so now we're on to number 3, talking about those resources. And so again, you'll see the resources that are listed here in the actual links to the different days that are on there. So day 3, how to export a world. You have your park planning. This is the area of the park that you have. You have your specific information. Then we have, what does it look like with art around the world? So again, all these things, your resources are going to be in there, but you'll also have resources down here. So past the primary and intermediate, we've actually got this little section at the bottom here. So it's called Minecraft in Minutes, and it's where if you're brand new teachers or if you have students that are brand new to Minecraft, it's 5 minutes a day for 5 days, and the kids will be ready to start building in Minecraft, and you as a teacher will hopefully be ready and at least have enough knowledge that you'll feel comfortable letting the kids build. Because teachers, you don't have to be the expert. The kids can be the expert. You're just being the expert in the curriculum and the content that they're doing, that they bounce ideas off of you. The rest of it, you want them to use their expertise. So there's the 5 days with the videos. And then we also have additional support videos, which again, these are also linked in the slides. But how to export world, how to do that. And I'm getting ready to make a changing the names, which will be really good for when the kids start building and putting plants. That video will be up here soon that shows kids how, if they don't have a specific plant that's native to Kentucky, how can I plant that and change its name so that way it says, like, the marigold or something along those lines that is needed for their world. So that'll be an additional support video that's in there. So now we're on to number 4, which is actually the world. If you go back to the website, you'll also see the worlds that you can download, depending on which worlds you need. And these worlds are specifically designed. They all start off looking the same, but there's different sections. So if you're in the K through 3 world download, your kids only are going to have access to the section that they're building in. They won't have access to the entire park unless you are, of course, 9 through 12, and you will have access to the entire park. Okay. So welcome to the park. What I want you to see is that there's an actual sign here that talks about what the kids will be doing. And I actually did the 4th and 5th grade world. So we'll talk about how those worlds are different. But you'll see there are actually beacons that kids can go to. And the kids, again, if they've done Minecraft, they're going to know these beacons. And each of these beacons, it's a person to talk to. And so I can go and actually talk to Monica, and I can watch her video again. We just tell them go and see all the NPCs and talk to them, and you can see the NPCs by doing that. But let's say I'm to fly. So these little red blocks are known as barrier blocks, and you can see your roads as well. This is Parker Mill. Those barrier blocks are there for your kids to not be able to go any further past that. So if I'm in 4th and 5th grade, I'm only in charge of this specific area of the park, and so I can only build where these areas are here. I can't go past any of these red blocks, but I can go over here and talk to that NPC that's down there. Or I can come over here and talk to that NPC that's down here. But where these red blocks are, I can't build anywhere past this because that's not my area of the park I'm allowed to build in. Over here is where the K through 3 will be building, and they have their own NPCs that are out there to help them. So again, this allows for it to be kind of student um, worked on independently as well. But then as I'm coming over, I can meet Joe, um, who talks about trees and if we should cut them down or keep them and stuff. And he's actually one of our parks planners. And so we have, again, each one of these characters in the world are actually based upon real characters with real videos that the kids can watch about that. So All right. So there is the fourth thing. The last thing to know is that if you need additional help or support, I'd be happy to come out maybe to your classroom and support you or have a phone call or an email, whatever else I can do. Please email me. You can see it at the shad.lacefield@fayette.kyschools.us. But also at the same time, feel free to follow me on different social media platforms as I'll be posting video help and just information about the challenge throughout now up until we finish on November 30th. But thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully this was helpful. And again, if you need anything else, please email me at the address below, and I'll be happy to touch base.